I want to be honest about God, my relationship with what I consider to be God. Now, for many years, I believed that we were just floating on a revolving ball of rock, hurtling through space, with a lifespan of about 80, 90 years, 70, 80, 90, who knows, that's it. He died, gone, that was the end of that. But there are, and always has been, millions of people who believe in God, believe there is a God. I needed proof, and when I set off to cycle around the world on my bike, I thought, I'm going to have time on my hands, so I took some reading material. I took Gandhi's autobiography and Richard Dawkins' book, The God Delusion, and so I started reading both of those. I started to travel down through France. And so Gandhi was a real God believer, great book. Dawkins, on the other hand, just does his level best to point out how it's an impossibility that God can exist. And I'd say as a read, I found the Gandhi one was more gripping and much more uplifting. But anyway, so I took these two books, and it just so happened that everyone I seemed to be bumping into or spending the night at their place or whatever was something to do with religion or theology, and so most of my discussions were religious-based discussions, and my big thing was I would love to believe in God, but I needed proof, and I was really trying to help people to explain to me how it all works, and so I could get my head around the concept. I know in the past, like, I've done it about 3 or 4 times, when I was really up against the wall. It's almost like I'd kind of just used a joker or a wild card and just sort of shouted out, please, I need a miracle. And then it'd been kind of granted, like maybe not instantaneously, but maybe the next 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whoop, lo and behold, solution to the problem, on we go. And so I'd always had a glimmer, but you can put that down to coincidence and all of that. And this time around, I wanted to believe, but I wanted definitive proof. Met lots of people on the way. It was in Portugal where it was quite funny actually. Someone in the north of Portugal had told me that these would be good cities to visit as you head south through Portugal, and so I had a list of towns to visit where it would be good for busking or whatever, and one of these on the map was a place called Fatima, and so I talked about with people the previous days, I'm going here, and then Fatima, Fatima, thinking, lots of people mentioned Fatima, this is going to be a good one. Anyway, I got to sort of the outskirts of Fatima, and I didn't realise it was, I had to run up, I can't remember now properly, maybe 1 or 2, it was a massive hill up to Fatima. And I had to get off my bike at one point, because I was carrying a lot, it was too heavy, and sort of almost pushed it up there. And I was thinking, Fatima better be worth it. And I timed it a bit wrong, so it was getting a bit evening-ish time. Anyway, I arrived there, and there didn't seem to be much about. I couldn't really see the town. I was like, where's the first person I came to? Where's the town? And It was like, are you talking about the church? And I'm like, no, I'm not. Where's the town? And so they, the church is over there. Whatever, okay. So anyway, I rode and I thought, well, I may as well have a look at this church going on about. Maybe that's the good spot. And so I went near the church, and it was evensong. And I didn't realise, but Fatima was kind of the central place of worship. It's the holy place in Portugal. It's on top of a hill, big church. Anyway, they had a choir was singing. It was angelic. It was just beautiful. And but I needed money. I didn't have any money, and I needed to eat. And so I was just like, I can't hang around here. Went into a bit where I could see some shops, but they were all kind of tourist shops, all the same, all with little statuettes of Jesus and Mary and biblical scenes. And so kind of that's what I was up against. But I thought, well, I'm here, and there are people around here, and so I got out my kit, the guitar, and I sensed the look of horror on people's faces. Anyway, I had no choice but to do it, and so started singing my devil's music or whatever. Anyway, within about 2 or 3 minutes, it started to hammer down with rain. I took it as a sign, and I was like, I've made a mistake. Sort of thing. I'm out of here, packed up my stuff, and rode down the hill away from Fatima. On the way down the hill, there was a kind of shrine with an offering. There was quite a lot of these around this area in Portugal, and basically it was a shrine thing, and there was a whole bottle of wine in there that someone had given, and I was so tempted, but I managed to draw the line and not steal it. And no one was looking, no one had noticed, sort of thing. And but anyway, I went a bit further on down the road, and there was a little house saying vino for sale. So I knocked, and this tiny Portuguese woman came out, said, "Oh, you want vino?" And I sort of explained, "I've only got 30 cents, it's even really big, come on." Anyway, she had this massive oak vat and poured off this rough red wine, but filled it up really strong as well. I gave her my 30, I know she didn't want the 30 cents, and I took the wine I found somewhere to camp. Now, I'm going to leave it there and pick it back up tomorrow, because I've just given you a sort of a taste of where I'm at. In fact, hold that thought, let's just tell it as it is. I can't now. I'll tell you tomorrow. Or next time. Tomorrow might never come. This might be yesterday. Might be next year. Might be last year. I do get excited about talking about this subject, but I want to give it do it justice. It's a good story. So tomorrow I'll do a bit of a recap,